guys, welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Otami Heartstealer Kai, and let's get ready to steal some hearts. Today we're going to be starting off with our very first big game of the series, Shall We Date Ninja Shadow. This game has just came out onto Facebook, and I thought we'd play this. As you can see, we're going to be playing on Facebook because I don't know how to record stuff on tablet, and as you can see, the name Kai is up there with my profile picture for YouTube. This is going to be a YouTube page, well, not YouTube page, a Facebook account where you guys can add me. As you can see, the chat's off for now, so when I'm recording, the chat's going to be off. But this is where all you guys can come and add me. You can ask questions, just chat, and I'll answer all you guys a lot if you want to. So, they're starting us off with choosing our names. Now this is kind of new. I played Shall We Date games in the past, and I've never had a brother in it. Okay, maybe in the Shall We Date Destiny Ninja game, when it said that Soma was our brother, we'll get to that later on. I played that game before. I played a lot of Shall We Date games, big fan of it. But as you can see, I already chose the names. Our brother's name is going to be Ko, and our name is Hochio. I got these two names from a story that my friend and I was thinking of making on Quote of, and how about we go? And our last name's Minamoto, since I like Yachitsune from Shall We Date Destiny Ninja, so how about we start and go? Yes. Now sorry if I mess up with my reading a little bit. Sometimes I can't read out loud, so we're going to all work on this together. I started playing this a little while ago, just a little bit, but there's only I tried playing it on my tablet, but it wouldn't load, so I'm glad that they have it here on Facebook. Okay, no. How the heck do we... Okay, there's the homepage. Alright. No, I don't want to do that. Now let's go. Let's read the story. Hope you guys will have fun like I will. In the description below, I will be having my Facebook name, and I will also have a link to my Twitter account. I will be updating most of my stuff on here, and I'll add some stuff on Twitter. So if you guys have Twitter, not Facebook, there we go. And let's start with the prologue. Just a little further, and we'll be in Nagasaki. It was a bright and sunny day, with no clouds in sight. That was both a good thing and a bad thing. Why is it a bad thing? Walking alongside me on this mountain road was Ko, my brother and chief of the village. And he had very similar faces and builds. Oh no, we had very similar faces and builds. Only natural, seeing as we were twins. Oh, that's cool. So we got a twin brother who's a ninja? That is cool. This kind of reminds me of Mulan a little bit without the twins. Cool. This sunny weather might be good for traveling, but it also means our village won't get the rain it needs. I'm sorry, I can't do guy voices. I can't go deep. So I'll try my best to do his voice and the others. I'll try. Sorry. So a steady voice similar to mine, as a pair of eyes also similar to mine gazed upon the skies. Oh, our hair seems a little bit longer. That's cute. And this is once we actually have a blonde heroine. That's cool. Yeah, this is the first time we ever had a blonde heroine that I can remember of. And that is precisely why we are headed to Nagasaki, brother. If you would gain membership with the Nagasaki Vigilantes, then we're sure to receive aid for our village. Yes, that is true. Ko nodded slightly in response. These last few years have been famine and plague, and that recent fire doesn't help. Our village... I'm sorry, you guys. Our village is on the verge of ruin. I had almost become resigned to such a fate. After all, we are only a small country village tucked away in the mountains. Lord Nakagawa? Yeah, is truly generous, offering to grant aid to our village in exchange for assistance in restoring Nagasaki. Brother, who is that Lord Nakagawa? No need for alarm. I hear he is the present Nagasaki ministry and son of the Lord Tadateru Nakagawa. He is more than worthy of our trust. I, as the chief of our village, would not venture to meet him in person otherwise. I see. Ko and I were born in the ninja village secluded in the mountains. There we had honed our skills as ninja since our youth. But numerous natural disasters had befallen our village just before Ko became our chief. The village we knew was almost wiped out. So Ko and I had been busy dedicating our time to restoring the village. Our efforts had finally paid off. We had been offered assistance on one condition. The chief of the village must make a name for himself as part of the Nagasaki Vigilantes, as organization under the jurisdiction of Lord Nakagawa. This was the condition given, wasn't it? Yes, it was. Lord Nakagawa seems only the most skilled ninja. The most skilled ninja. It brings me great joy to know he thinks so highly of our village. He has placed greater faith in me, such a ninja, quite motivating. Ko was a very good-natured person, and a gentle smile spread over his face as he told me his decision. His unquestioning earnestness had me a little worried. Aren't the Nagasaki Vigilantes a rather dangerous organization? Brother, you are not the only chief of our village. You are its last hope. It wouldn't be right to put you such risk alone. It is our organization our village should be proud to serve. They punish the wicked, unpunishable by law, in the name of justice. That is what I hear. Wait, so is this connected to the Ninja Love story? No, not Ninja Love. Ninja Assassin? Dude, this is connected to Ninja Assassin. This is just part of the timeline. Oh, this is gonna be cool. All the more reason I should be serving in your place, brother. That wouldn't do. Their condition is that the most skilled ninja in the village must serve them. It isn't as if you don't have an important role to serve, Kuchiyo. Protect the village in my absence. Except when you said you wished to protect me on the journey. Did I not? If anything, I'd rather have you stay in the village. Well, that's true, but... Please tell me. Okay. So, sorry going through this. We're going along with the whole game. I didn't like it, but I couldn't argue with his logic, so I fell silent. Normally someone else would be in charge of protecting my brother on the road to Nagasaki, but I argued that I needed to see what kind of organization my brother would be serving with my own eyes, until I got my own way. I can't ask any more of him, I suppose. Kochiyo, you are the only person who could ever serve as my double. I place my faith in you not only as my sister, but as my guard. Ko said, and there was a very brotherly look on his face as he gently patted my head. It was one of the few moments where I felt like we weren't a chief and his guard, but brother and sister. Aww, that is so cute! Brother will make a name for himself in Nagasaki. While I dedicate myself to restore our village, these are our duties. I suppose I'll have to get right into it after seeing Nagasaki with my own eyes. Several days have passed since we had left the village, traveling while making sure we weren't seen. All we had to do was reach the end of this mountain road, and Nagasaki would be right in front of us. Over the horizon, the ocean came into view. At the same time, the bitter scent of burning fire greeted us. What's going on? Yeah, that's what I'm wondering here. Why the heck did you smell fire? Then plume of smoke snaked upward through the clear blue sky. We soon saw its source. A roadside village was being raised. Kochio, we're changing our course. We have to go to that village. You mustn't, brother. It's too dangerous. Your duty is to reach Nagasaki unharmed. Have you forgotten, Kochio? The one who leads the village must always act in the name of justice. Yes, but at times like these, Ko seemed too kind and noble to be a village chief. That phrase he always quoted, just an example. We've no time for talk. These has to be something we can do to help. Ignoring my pleas, Ko made a beeline for the burning village. The flames engulfing the village seemed to be leaping towards the sky. Ko ran heading towards it, and I decided to follow. Oh, shiz! The fire had left most of the village in smoldering ruin. Everywhere we looked, there were bodies of fallen villagers. This is just horrible. It was an inferno, just still kept spreading, and our expressions betrayed the grimaces of the situation. We two alone won't be able to put this fire out. It looks like the village is done for. Brother, the fires will soon spread to where we stand. It is really pity, but we must leave for our own safety. But no sooner had I told Ko this than, help! We heard a woman's voice weakly crying out for help. We hurried off in the direction. We soon found its source, the burning warehouse, which looked as if it could collapse any minute. Within it was a woman, who looked to be with child, pleading for rescue. Okay, I have a bad feeling that our brother's gonna die. I have a very bad feeling about this. Stay right there, I'll help you. With no regard for his own safety, Ko was ready to leap into this burning warehouse. I found myself holding him back. Brother, I understand how you feel, but it's simply too dangerous. The warehouse won't stay up much longer. I can't allow you to place yourself in harm's way. Kochio, she is with child. There is a new life within her. With a firm yet tender grip on my arm, Ko gave a gentle smile. If I can save her, that means there will be two survivors. There will be the future of this village. This village is in ruins, much like our own. It is my duty, no, my desire to save both. And with that, Ko dashed into the burning warehouse. We got 3 out of 8 so far done. Yay! Brother is very kind. By itself, that wouldn't be a problem, but it means he cannot handle making tough calls. He stays true to his heart and leads with it. I can only hope that this won't prove to be his undoing in Nagasaki. Besides, smiling Ko extended his hand to the pregnant woman, filled me with worried thoughts like these. Swiftly, Ko carried her out. He then softly placed her into my arms. She seems to have hurt her ankle. Please help her walk. Yes, I will. Since I didn't have Ko's strength, I had to set the woman down once, then offer her shoulder to lean on. It was only an instant that I took my eyes off Ko in search of a safer place. Burn it all down! More flaming arrows! Kill anyone that fights back! More raiders? Brother, we must flee! Through the haze of fire, we couldn't see the faint outlines of the enemy. A volley of flames arrow came from their direction. Kochio, hurry, take her to safety! Ah! Brother! One of the arrows had struck the flaming warehouse, engulfing our surroundings in a sea of fire. The woman whom I was supporting let out a piercing scream. Hurriedly, I turned to look. Crash! The warehouse, still in flames, came crashing down fiercely. My screams were drowned out by the roar of collapsing rubble, and a cold sweat trickled down my back. Brother, he's still inside! Look, through the flames, I saw Ko. Thankfully, he didn't seem to be hurt. But one of the massive warehouse beams had fallen on top of him, and he couldn't move. Brother, I'll be right there to help you. See, I told you, he's gonna die! After finding a safe hiding place for the woman, I ran through the sparks and the smokes for the warehouse ruin. Just as I was ready to leap into the billowing flames, Brother slowly smiled. Kochio, I won't let you come any closer. What? My legs, they won't move. Besides, it's only a matter of time before the fire will swallow this warehouse too. That won't matter, so long as you stay alive. I can move those beams. You're a very skilled ninja, but you can never move the beams. We both know that, do we not? The beams which were crushing coke couldn't be lifted, not with my strength. I didn't want to admit it, but it was true. Those beams were engulfed in flames, taking coke with them. Kochio, as village chief, I have 2 orders for you. What was the orders? Brother. First, make sure that women gets to safety. Second, restore our village. Kochio, the future of this village and our own, both, I leave to you. Brother! I leave these tasks to you, Kochio, so there may be sorrow no more for anyone. And with that, a column of flame erased Ko from my view. No, I can't believe this. I won't. Sad. This is so sad. Where once stood a warehouse, now remained only roaring crews and flames. It was at that moment that I knew that I had lost the most important person in my life, one who had always been there for me. We were twins, after all. We had an unspoken, unbreakable bond, one that vanished in that moment. After making sure the woman found a safe haven, I walked around. What was left of the village, Ko's last words were always on my mind. It seemed there were no other survivors. As soon as I returned to the smoldering warehouse ruins, an inexpressible feeling of loss swept over me. Brother can't be dead. I won't believe it. He was always so kind, too kind even, trying to save everyone and paying the price for it. He was always like that. As I gazed upon the still roaring flames, I was transfixed. I couldn't move. Couldn't leave this warehouse. I can do no more for this village. I have to leave too. It was then I heard uproarious laughter shattered the silence. There was a man walking through the flames. With perverted glee, he kicked any bodies he came across, living or dead. Ha 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 ha! That's what you get for defying me. Burn it all, down to the ground. He joyfully barked orders to his henchmen, then cackled with sinister glee. Defy me means doom for your village. Beg all you want, I'll still leave your homes in ashes. This man, he's the one who set this village on fire. No sooner had that thought passed through my head than I found my breath catch in my throat and blood rushed to my head. I readied my trusty sickle and chain. My brother's death must be avenged. No matter how many henchmen he has, I am a ninja. I would be easy to just decapitate that man. I don't care whether I live or die, so long as I can take him down. All right, that oughta do it. Back to Nagasaki we go. Word'll get out about what happened here soon enough. With that, he turned his back and began to walk away. It was the perfect opportunity, or so I thought. Stealing my grip on my sickle and chain, I took my first step through the flames. This is getting so good. In the blink of an eye, that man was surrounded by henchmen. It seemed that these fierce, seasoned soldiers had sensed my presence. What is this? It's some headstrong fool looking for blood. The staring man spat out, while his henchmen narrowed their eyes and tried to spot me. Thankfully, the walls of flame acted as a veil and hid my position. It was soon obvious that they weren't going to make the first move. The man seemed secure in his own safety. He turned to walk away, gawking all the while. I shouldn't let him get away. I can't take on that many enemies by myself. In the time I was wasted hesitating, fire had engulfed everything around me. The man's disgusting laughter soon faded away. I was my brother's keeper. I asked for the responsibility myself, and still I couldn't save him. My sorrow was replaced by regret. And it was then that I remembered that Ko would always say, the one who leads the village must always act in the name of justice. I have to do something, or else my village will perish. I cannot allow that to happen. But what's the right and just thing to do? The flames burned even higher, tinging the sky in a crimson hue. Everything was awash in red, and it was then that I made my choice. I have to act in my brother's place, and make a name for myself as part of the Nagasaki village Antes. Then I can restore my village, and someday I will avenge my brother. I'll never forget what that man looked like. I will take his life with my own hands for my brother. But there's something I have to do first. Put my sickle and chain away. I took out my knife I kept in for self-defense. Brother, I will make sure your sacrifice was not in vain. With that, I used my knife to cut my own long hair. So pretty much it pulled like a Zuko and Iroh when they were in Avatar. I fell to the ground, where it soon caught fire and burned away into nothing. And she's like pulling a Mulan here too. Best story ever so far. She's freaking badass! We were twins after all, identical, with short hair, and not even the people of my village could tell the two of us apart. From now on, I will live as my brother. As of today, I am Ko. I turned my back to the flames which surrounded me in silence. I am Ko Minamoto now. Until the day I restore my village and find my vengeance, I must abandon the name Kochio. I had to go to Nagasaki to save my village, and so I began walking through the fire and flames. I had to do it no matter how hard it may prove to be. I finally reached Nagasaki. In this era where the Shogunate, we're going to go with Shogunate region, Nagasaki was the only port open to foreign vessels, flourishing with various foreign cultures. It was as lively as Edo, yet had its own atmosphere. On the main street, there was a tabloid seller hawking his rag at the top of his lungs. Extra, extra! Nagasaki vigilantes strike again! Crook or bureaucrat meets his end. People soon crowded round the tabloid seller. Everyone seemed to be buying a copy. These tabloids were seen as special edition and were a vital source of news for the townspeople. Okay, trying to figure out who this is. This when you can't figure out what gender you're reading for. They lurk in the shadows, work in silence. But are they good or evil? Read the truth about the vigilantes here. We're almost done with the prologue. The day had finally come. It was my first time meeting the Nagasaki vigilantes as one of them. Wearing Ko's clothes, I sat in my room, anxiously waiting to be called on. So far, nobody had seen through my ruse. No one knew that I was an imposter, only pretending to be Ko. Please, come this way, Ko. So it's a dude. Makoto Nakagawa, who had been introduced to me as the manager of the Nagasaki vigilantes, called for me. With a slight bow, I stepped into the parlor. All eyes were on me. In addition to Makoto, there were 6 men in the parlor. They stared either of interest or amusement. Okay, sorry guys, just give me a second. I have to plug in my computer. Sorry about that. Alright. In addition to Makoto, there were 6 men in the parlor. They stared either out of interest or bemusement. Sorry, I read that again. Just making sure I got it. Nervously, I gulped. These are some seasoned veterans, I can just tell by looking at them. Allow me to introduce you all to the latest addition to the Nagasaki Vigilantes Co., chiefs of the Amisur Ninja Village. I am Ko Minamoto. Try not to let my nervousness show, I bowed deeply. As Ko is still a newcomer to Nagasaki, he shall be working at the Miko Salon until he grows accustomed to our city. I expect everyone to give Ko their full assistance so he may sooner become familiar with life in Nagasaki. Whoa. I look forward to working with you all. It will be no easy task to make a name for myself among such experienced people, all while keeping my true identity a secret. This might be tougher than I imagined, but I must go through with it to save my village. Bowing deeply again, I glanced over the faces of the people here. You got some fire in your eyes, kid. I like that, he said, peering into my face with a friendly grin. Too close, he's too close. Has he already figured me out? I warily raised my gaze to meet his. Thankfully, he didn't seem to be suspicious at all. He casually patted me on my shoulder. Name's Ukyo, Senior Administrator of the Nagasaki Commissioner during the day. You get any problems? You come to me, okay? Ukyo. That is one of my favorite names from Amnesia and from Brothers Conflict. Don't worry, I'll take good care of you. Anything you need done, just leave it to me. Ukyo certainly was confident. I could sense he had the skills to back up his claims, too. I guess I was wrong. I worried over nothing. I suppose he's just a very friendly, very close talker. I breathed a silent sigh of relief, then took a better look at Ukyo. Still, Nagasaki Commissioner are supposed to be the best of the best. The elite chosen by the Nagasaki magistrates. It's hard to believe someone like that would have had a double life as a vigilante. Vigilant. Sorry, I keep saying vigilante. I'm used to saying it. With that same unchanging smile on his face, Ukyo pointed to the man sitting next to him. This here is Edward. He grew up in the same place, so we're like old friends. I am Edward. Look forward to working with you. He bowed deeply, just going by the way he acted. There seemed to be no difference between him and I. But there was no ignoring his brilliant golden hair. I couldn't take my eyes off of it. You probably guessed already, but Ed here's Dutch. Works an exclusive interpreter to the Dutch trading house by day. Oh, so we actually have a Dutch person here now. We've always had Japanese. Well, now we have Dutch. Cool. A stony face, Edward spoke. Never seen a foreigner, have you? Yes? You. Those eyes of Q's different from mine were mixed on me. Without meaning to, I had looked away. If we speak the same language, it will not affect our work. It will take some getting used to. Ed here only says what he needs to. You can talk to him, but you might have some problems communicating. I say what I need, only. Yeah, got it. I'm sure he won't mind helping you either. Chuckling, Ukyo finished Edward's sentence for him. Ukyo didn't seem to mind giving a little help to an old friend. My name's Asagi. Before you ask, I'm a monk by day. Monk by day. It reminds me of Kaname from Brothers Conflict. You are a monk? Yet also a ninja? Asagi snickered at my question. And a good one too. I just happen to be a monk during the day. Asagi is also an excellent diviner. He is an invaluable member of our team. Makoto added, but it seemed his helpful comments rubbed Asagi the wrong way. It was only for an instant, and Asagi soon returned to his normal self. Some people say that the roots of a ninja lay within the founder of divination. I'm sorry. I am surprised the chief of Ninja Village doesn't even know something like that. Cold terror shot through my body at hearing the phrase village chief. That's right. I have to act like I'm the chief of our village here. I should be more careful with what I say and do. I apologize for my ignorance. I shall strive to improve. Well, it's just what some people say, anyhow. Sir Asagi, I too must apologize for my ignorance. I shall strive to improve. It was then that a refined gentleman spoke up as if it defended me. Oh, where are my manners? My name is Yuzuki. I am the youngest son of the Hiranoya import shop by day. The Hiranoya? I didn't know much about Nagasaki, but even I've heard of them. They're a major trading house with a very long history. Yuzuki met my words with a gentle smile. I see you heard of us, Ko. Please tell me if you ever need anything. The Nagasaki vigilantes owe much to the Hiranoya. Do not hesitate to come to Yuzuki with any problems you may have. I'm sure he won't turn you away. I look forward to working with you. I am a little interested in exotic imports, but I'm Ko now. He never needs such things. Suddenly, somebody had grabbed my arm, snapping me back into reality. Scared shitless, I turned to face the culprit. He reminds me of Mori a little bit. With that stoic face. But his eyes, though. I can't stop looking at them. I shouldn't have let my guard down. Has someone come on to my ruse? We're near the end of the prologue. Yay. You have such thin arms. Do you even train? A pair of steely eyes pierced me with their gaze. I know I've got thinner arms, I'm a girl, but please don't let him figure me out. I was at a loss for how to respond. Thankfully, the man simply grinned and thumped his chest. Come to see me at my dojo when you've got some free time. I'll train you. My name is Shintaro. I'm master of a dojo. What'd I say? Frickin' Takashi right there, but talks more than him. Frickin' Takashi. From Oran. If you guys don't know who I'm talking about Oran High School Host Club. Speed might be important to a ninja, but I think a strong body is just as important. You're a man, you shouldn't have some muscle on you. So he hasn't seen through my disguise, has he? I was gently relieved. It seemed Shintaro didn't suspect a thing or mean anything by his remarks. Thank you for your considerations. Still grinning, Shintaro turned his focus to the next person. That person has been quiet, staring at me this whole time. Come on, Kagura. Introduce yourself. Okay, what's with like a lot of guys in these games either have eye patches, scars, or what? I can get scars because they fight, but eye patches too? Okay. I think he figured out that we're a chick. I have a feeling that he kind of figured out before everyone else. The man who Shintaro called Kagura simply nodded, his gaze darting about the room. I'm Kagura. I work at the Miko salon too, just like you. We get to work with him? Well, I hope we can choose him though. I don't know who I want to choose. Kagura seemed to need some time choosing the right words. After a short pause, he spoke up with the faintest of smiles. I'm not a good teacher. Not really, but I will try to answer your questions. Thank you. I smiled and it seemed Kagura relaxed a bit. He smiled too. Code, these are the 6 men who will be accompanying you on your mission for the Nagasaki vigilantes. I know we have quite a curious collection of eccentrics, but I do hope you'll get along with them. Yes, I'll try. Look like I don't need to walk on eggshells with such nice people. All that's left to make sure I can keep my trade. I breathed a huge sigh of relief. It was then that Makoto spoke a little sternly. However, we won't have the luxury of taking it slow, just for a newcomer. We must make preparations so that Ko can take part in our next mission. Next mission? You put me to work already? My eyes widened, and Makoto sensed what I thought. He nodded almost imperceptibly. We won't be sending you out on your own. All newcomers must be accompanied by one or more experienced, so they may learn under their tutelage. So I will grant you the favor of selecting your instructor. An instructor? I looked across the room to the 6 people standing in front of me. It was Ukyo, Eduardo, Asagi, Yuzuki, Shintaro, and Kagura. I'm probably going to be spending a lot of time with this instructor. I like to choose the one that's least likely to catch on, but all of them seem pretty sharp. I guess I'll just have to go with my gut on this one. I thought for a minute, then looked back at Makoto. For my instructor, I will choose... Alright, we're going to see... Oh, we got prologue picture. Sweet. Time to choose our character. Okay, we're gonna read through who they have. Ukyo. Let's read about him. Ukyo, his favorite style, cheerful, likes Nagasaki, his fellows, dislikes liars. Ooh. He's probably going to be mad at us later on. Hobby, eating tour. Skill, good with names and faces. Fellow village folk, Edward Natsumi. Natsumi? Who is Natsumi? He that green hair guy we saw earlier? He's a man of big heart and principle and always carries out his word. Okay. Revenge on the evil. Come on, just tell me you love me. Edward. Guess you could call it love at first sight. His favorite style, mild. Okay. Likes quiet places, dislikes crowds. Hobby, pocket billiards. Skill, sake tasting. Fellow village folk, Ukyo. Former fellow village folk, William? Oh my god! This is parallel with Ninja Assassins. William is from Ninja Assassins. Oh my god! I was right! This is so cool! Maybe we can meet them later on. He gets his missions done silently. However, he sometimes says honeyed phrases out of the blue. A natural womanizer? Wait, he's a womanizer? And last is Asagi. Well, I never claimed to be fair. His favorite style, cool, likes animals, dislikes waking up early, hobby dance, skill, swordplay and sorcery, boss, Makoto Nakagawa. He would not reveal his true feeling, a mature man who skillfully avoids others. I think the most I have in common with is Asagi. So guys, looks like we're going to be having Asagi for our person. Yes. And guys, I'm going to be ending here. And I hope you liked it. And we'll start this again next time. Remember, always go after the hearts and steal them of all these Otomi boys. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!